Good morning and welcome back to another episode of the First Off the Tee podcast. I am your host, Robert Evanek, co-hosted by my father, Doug.
Morning.
This is episode number 25, which is a pretty good milestone.
Yeah, not bad.
As always, this podcast is brought to you by Advent Golf. We have their sweet little bag here. As you know, we wear the Advent Golf belts. They just came out with a new line of hats.
Nice.
Their belts are spectacular. I can only imagine their hats are of equal quality. So give them a check. Their website and details on the promotion will all be in the video description. Go give Advent Golf a look.
Nice.
All right, Doug. Episode number 25. Let's look back at last week's PGA tournament, the Houston Open. Did you catch any of it?
So a little bit, but cheers. Take a little Joe. Got to get the day started right. I'm a little light in the coffee department this morning. I don't have the press. I don't have the premier coffee. I got the standard Keurig cup done. So just enjoy what it is.
It gets the job done. It gets the job done.
So PGA. It was the Bermuda. It was the Bermuda Championship, right? So I watched a little bit of it, caught it throughout the week, and then throughout the weekend, and then I did catch the playoff right at the end with Gay and what's his name?
Brian Gay and Clark.
Yeah. And it was the other guy was falling apart, and Gay was just kind of hanging in there. But then Gay bogeyed the 17th, I think, and then came back on the 18th, whatever it was, playoff, and it was good because Brian Gay's been around for a while. He's kind of an old timer. He's they're talking about him, and he's like, he's looking for the senior tour, right? They're hanging in there so they could get to the senior tour, and here he is winning one of these PGA events. So
Brian Gay is 48 years old.
Yeah.
So you get in at 50, right?
50, right? So 2 years. I got 2 more years to go. Well, technically, I got to wait till January, but that's pretty awesome. And you don't watch the any of the seniors tour, but last week. So what's the number one goal in golf? Not when you're young, but when you're old.
To put that little tiny ball into the little tiny hole that's 400 yards.
No. It's can you shoot your age? So as you get up into your 60s and 70s, are you going to be able to shoot it? Tom Kite shot better than his age. He's 70. I think he shot a 67 or something.
Wow.
Awesome. I mean, when you can do that, that's the goal when you get old.
How's Bernhard Langer doing? Is he up there?
Always. He is 1, 2, 3. But now he's struggling because he's got the younger guys. He's got Mickelson. You got Furyk is up there. So you got these younger guys that are in their 50s, and these guys are in their 70s. But he's that old German guy that Pop likes.
I'll never forget that. Pop, who's your favorite golfer? That old German guy. He's always up there. I'm like, Pop, I can't even think of one German on the tour right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's always up there, first place. He just played yesterday. I'm like, Pop. All right, so let's Google it. Bernhard Langer? Yeah, Bernhard Langer.
Because he's watching the senior tour.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even know he's watching the senior tour.
Yep.
That's funny, though.
Yeah, very good. But did you watch any of it?
No,
I don't know what
I didn't catch one lick of it. This weekend will be a little bit more exciting with the Houston Open.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A lot of big dogs at play. Brooks Koepka is back in action. DJ is back in action.
Yeah.
A good handful of the notables are there. We're missing DeChambeau. We're missing Justin Thomas. I don't see Matt Wolff up there. But it looks like it's a stacked field because they want to get their juices flowing because the following week is the Masters.
Yeah, so you play it different ways, right? DeChambeau took a couple of weeks off. He's training, doing whatever he's doing. And you got other guys that are playing right up into it. DJ hasn't played for a while. Brooks was out for a little bit, came back for a little, and took a little bit off. So this is probably their warm up. Tune them up for the Masters, which still is blowing my mind. I don't know what to do. I just got an invite yesterday. One of my vendors, hey Bob, you want to play golf on Thursday? I'm like, well, I'm going away this weekend with the big cat doing some work, so I couldn't play. And I said, you know what? I'm like, I kind of hung up my clubs. It's just too cold. It snowed the other day up in the Northeast a little bit. So we're going to catch some, like this weekend is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a tee time and it's not windy and you're playing mid 60s, almost 70 degrees, what is that? But, you know, it's just so far and few between. So I'm like, you know.
I have a tee time on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
I took a half day.
Nice.
I wasn't planning on it. I, too, mentally hung the clubs up for the season. I was like, if you get out, it's going to be a gimmick because it's going to be cold. You're going to be wrapped up.
Yeah.
But Rick and Angelo texted me. They said, hey, we have a tee time on Thursday, 12:50. You want in? And I said, sure. So I took a half day.
Nice.
It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be like mid-60s.
Yeah.
It's really sunny. We're playing Sunset Valley.
Nice.
And Joe Benetti's joining us.
Sweet.
Yeah, so...
Sweet.
So that's good. It's a bonus round because, like I said, mentally I figured we're into November.
Nothing consistent.
Yeah, I'm like, put the clubs away.
Don't expect too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I won't. I certainly won't be putting any money on this. Like usually, Borgo and I, we put $5, $10, sometimes $20 on the round.
All right.
Last time we played, which was, I think was 2 weeks ago, we were both like, we haven't played in a while. Like, why don't we just keep it to $5 today? Because you just don't know what's going to happen. And like I said on a previous episode, which was a couple of days after that round, I visually saw the rust shake off. Like the first couple of holes, it was like all over the place, not striking the ball. And then like around hole 5 or 6, I started to see some consistency back to sort of where I was playing.
Yep.
It's like...
Cool.
Man, you take just a little bit of time off, you lose it.
I don't know if I told you, I saw Joe and Angelo at the Wawa getting coffee. They were out going to go play golf one day.
Oh, really?
It was like, maybe it was a Saturday morning. I was there early. So, I saw them. So that's pretty cool.
Should be fun. I haven't played golf with Joey yet, so that should be fun.
Cool.
So what I want to look at is a recap of this year's rounds. So
this year rounds as it compares to yours and mine.
Just a recap in general, what we think. So what we've been doing all season, starting March 1st. That was actually my first round this year. Was March 1st, 2020. We keep track of the rounds we play, the date, the course we played, how we shot, so what our score was on the front and the back, and who we played with. So I was super diligent with this list. I was up to date, and then towards the end, I kind of forgot about it, and I definitely missed some entries. Which I'm pissed because on here I have up to 36 rounds played, and I know I missed a handful, at least 5.
Right.
So roughly, I'm going to say
maybe 40?
I got 40, less than 45 rounds, but 40 rounds of golf in this year, which I'm pretty proud about.
Right, and not all 18, right?
Caveat, most of them were not 18.
Right.
Most of them were 9 to, let's say, 13.
Yeah.
A lot of them were after work. Pinchbrook, it's like $19. You go there, you get as many holes as you can in.
Right.
In the deep, like the long days of the summer, you can. One day I got 17 holes in.
Right.
That was the most though. Usually it's 14, 13.
Right. It just gets too dark, but it's a good little course just to get out there and banging around. So what was mine? I think I was the same with you. I was pretty diligent, and then at the end maybe I missed a few. And
your first round was March 9th. So here's the interesting thing with COVID and golf being shut down for about a month and a half. I'm surprised we even got this much golf in because while it was shut down, it was like the end of the world. I was like, we're never going to get to play golf. The whole season shot, and now here we are a couple months later and played 40 rounds. Yeah. So imagine if COVID didn't shut it down. So
I do remember when they did shut it down, though, the weather wasn't so conducive.
On the weekends.
Right?
On the weekends, there were some good weekdays, though.
Yeah.
I played March 1st, 8th, 9th, 15th, and 20th.
So a lot in March.
And then COVID shut everything down like right after March 20th.
Right.
Then my next startup was May 2nd. So you played March 9th, and then your next was May 2nd. So you got one round in before the COVID shut down. But then you ramped it up because you finished with 27, and I'm sure you missed a handful.
Yeah,
so
I would
probably closer to 30, 35 anyway.
Yep, I agree.
Well, I was just saying off air. So we keep our score. You guys know our scoring method. I don't need to go over it. We keep the score for the front and the back, and the total. But the problem is, without playing a full 18 holes, the score really means nothing, because if I'm striving to shoot 18 points through 18 holes, and let's see, here's a 16-hole match, I have 8 points. Not a great round, but not truly indicative of a full round because I missed 3 holes.
Yeah.
So what does that 8 mean? It really means nothing. So it's kind of tough to look at this and see your progression unless I do a weighted average, which I may look into doing. But
right. I mean,
starting off in the beginning of the season, I scored 3 points, 0 points. That was bad. 5 points, 7, 6, 9 was a decent one, 4, 7. So these are, looking back, last year I was averaging 4 points per 9 holes. I would come in with a score of 8, typically, through 18.
Yep.
So this year, my goal was definitely to beat that, and I wanted to at least, at my height, reach 18 points through 18 rounds, 18 holes. Unfortunately, I got 17 this year. I never broke the 18 mark, but my average definitely went up, because better than 4 points per hole, because I have some rounds here, 11 points, 12, 13, 15, 13, 11, 17, 12. So
you're definitely
my
up there.
average probably went up closer to 6 points per 9 holes.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's 2 more points per 9 than I was
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
last
You
year.
definitely had played way better this year than, of course, last year. You know, because you even won the one round, right, with Joey and I. I think
I beat you and Joey,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that was a big.
I got lucky. I got lucky. On
Yeah,
that
it's
round.
all right. Hey, it doesn't matter. But,
You have some pretty big scores. You have one highlighted actually here, 27.
Yeah.
Best ever with 83 with Tom Foley.
Yeah. So
would you say that was your best round lifetime, or are you
lifetime?
saying
No, lifetime.
this year?
Lifetime. Best round ever. So this year, you know what? The universe is unbelievable. I shot my best round this year, and I shot my worst round this year. Right? I think I talked about it the last time. I walked off the course. I was just so. You know what? It just balances it out. But I was hot and I was really into it. It was grooving. Everything was working. And then as the rust built, it came. Oh man! But I like being able to look back and if you don't write them down and keep track of them, you just kind of forget and they go away. And it gives you something to shoot for.
It's interesting. The day that you shot your best round ever, you were playing pretty frequently leading up to that day. You played June 21st, June 29th, June 25th. Then you get into July 12th, July 14th. Then July 17th, you shot that round. So to me, it's very evident. The more you play, of course, the better you're going to get. But I see there's a consistency piece where it's like if you play a couple days in a row, towards the end of that run, you're kind of dialed in. And all it takes is 2 weeks to lose it. It takes 2 weeks to lose it. And it once you get after those 2 weeks, it might take you 2-3 holes to find your groove again, but that's 2-3 holes of missed opportunity. Where when you're counting your points and you want to score your highest possible, you can't afford to lose those first 3 to 5 holes.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's my goal. My new goal is to get 27 points. I mean, I want to do 18. My real goal is consistent 18. To play that bogey golf. And after that, I really haven't played that well. But
you were close. You had almost a consistent 17.
Yeah.
There's a 12. There's a 5 in here, but that was only through 9 holes.
Yeah.
There's a 17, a 16, a 14, 17, 11, 10, 16, 17, and 17. So you're always in the double digits. Not quite hitting 18 consistently, but you're right there. That's a matter of a little bit of Zen golf to give you a couple more points in the round.
Zen golf and how a moron hits the ball. I sent you that bit. Gotta watch this. We'll share the link if we think it's worthy.
That was a funny clip. Speaking of Zen golf, I mentioned on the last episode I'm doing a digital declutter with JT. So I had my opening interview with JT last weekend. And so I'm in the middle of a 30-day digital declutter. So what that means is they have you list out all of the devices you use, all of the applications you use on those devices, and then you go through and list each device and each application as essential or non-essential. So business, education, communication, all those type of things are utility, they're essential. Leisure, gaming, pleasure, all that stuff is non-essential. The idea is to eliminate or lessen the non-essential use of tech. So I'm kind of caught in the middle because I am on the computer a lot, but it's creating, it's photo editing, it's video editing, it's so I'm not quite exhausting all of my tech,
right?
But I am certainly limiting my consumption of YouTube, like watching YouTube.
Right.
I'm still going to be on YouTube, creating the videos, posting, but I'm limiting my use. And I got to tell you, just through the first couple of days, it's actually kind of cool. It's helpful to just mentally say, oh, YouTube's not an option. I can't watch YouTube today.
Right.
It like frees up a lot of time because typically, oh, okay, we lost video. Okay, we'll have to finish the rest of this podcast. There's only a minute left.
Right.
We'll be audio only. Anyway, I was going off kind of on a tangent. Just I'm liking the digital declutter. It's freeing up some of my time, giving me some free time that I otherwise wouldn't have had. So shout out to JT and his team. I'll keep you guys updated on the digital declutter because I think it's going to be pretty useful. I think other people may want to eventually do something like this. And so right now, JT and his team are running a trial they have a group of 30 people, all 29 based out of the UK. I'm the only one across the pond, as JT says. So we're going to try and break into the US through this channel. This is the trial run, and after this, they iron out all the kinks. They may push it out and to a wider audience.
Right. So it's funny you opened that up or talked about it because I was interested in that. So I thought it was going to be, hey, sit down and let's just listen to what JT has to say about decluttering. So I just can watch it for a 15-minute video, but he still could take all of his data and say, look, this is what we got from our 30 people. Why don't you guys try this approach? Meaning after he collects his data. But interesting to find that out because
there's a 30-day declutter. Here's the timer. 30-day declutter. You get interviewed before, during, and after, and they're actually going to put together a documentary to document the whole process of all 30.
That's great. No, yeah. I like it. I like it.
We'll share all the details as that comes out for our viewers. If you're interested, obviously we're good friends of JT, so anything he's involved with, we're happy to promote.
Absolutely.
And that's it for episode number 25. Sorry that the video cut out. Luckily, it's only 1 minute audio only. Not a big deal.
Good.
With that,
hey,
have
cheers.
a good week.
Enjoy.